Hi, welcome to the Spatially Enabling the SDGs, the case for open source. I'd like to present today the case for open data, open standards, and open source software to support the agenda for sustainable development. As the main organization developing TerriaJS, the open source software, we'll focus today on 3 examples using that technology. 2 developed by the Terria team itself, Digital Earth Africa and the PacificMap, and 1 developed by the UN organization. With all platforms such as this, the challenge was translating data to development. In the case of Digital Earth Africa, the countries needed information on issues such as flooding, droughts, water availability to agriculture, land use, and changes to human settlements to meet the SDGs and make decisions. The data is huge, petabytes of imagery, hard to manage and consume and visualize. Part of the response to manage that challenge was to develop a platform such as Digital Earth Africa, which is free, accessible, and web-based. It allows users to visualize and analyze changes across land and water, and the information is relevant to the zero hunger, clean water, climate action, life below water, and life on land sustainable development goals. The technology stack used was made only on open source and open data standards. TerriaJS, which is the open source technology for rich geospatial visualization, Open Data Cube, which at the completion of the project will be the world's largest data cube covering 30 million square kilometers with analysis-ready Earth observation data. And the Open Geospatial Consortium data formats to enable knowledge transfer and consumption. The second example is the PacificMap. Again, the challenge is to translating data to development, but in this case, it was enabling collaboration, which was added to the problem. The information needed was common development goals, and the 22 Pacific countries need to work collaboratively on gathering the data and meeting the goals. And the type of data is mostly statistical. Part of the response, again, was developing a data hub and a data platform showing geospatial information, which is again free and accessible on the website. Allows users to access data for all 17 goals and open data platforms from all 22 countries. Technology again is made of open source like TerriaJS CCAN, which is an open source software for catalogs, and again, Open Geospatial Consortium data formats. To note here the use of SDMX-JSON, which is a format for statistical data and metadata. Pacific.stats was developed in collaboration with the Australian Bureau of Statistics and is also used on Australian NationalMap and other world-leading platforms. And the last example is hand-in-hand geospatial platform developed by the UN organization, not by the Terria team, which is a great example of how open source software is used across the world. The challenge again is translating data to development, and the information varied from food, agriculture, socioeconomics, natural resources, to accelerate agriculture transformation and rural development. The main sustainable goals they were focusing on are to eradicate poverty and end hunger and all forms of malnutrition. Again, part of the response to manage that information was building a platform to allow free, accessible access to data from across FAO on soil, land, water, climate, fisheries, livestock, crops, forestry, trade, and social and economics. Again, the technology was based on open source software like TerriaJS and CCAN and open data formats. A really interesting story was why the UN organization came to use the open source software like TerriaJS. They said one day our biggest economies came in and said, you need to bring all the data together in one place for our hand-in-hand initiative, and you only have 4 weeks maximum. They said they looked around at GIS systems and other tools such as Google Earth, Esri, and bespoke applications. And some of their team members suggested TerriaJS. They investigated and found that it did most of the things they needed, and with little effort, they could expand the functionality. They were mostly attracted that is open source, so they didn't need to buy any licenses and buy the federation capability, which was critical for them, bringing so much different data together. They also liked that it had better mobile experience. It was designed with mobile in mind, and it had a great and pleasant user interface. Thank you. To understand more about how you can use open source technologies such as TerriaJS, visit the list of applications on our website, terria.io. Get in touch and follow us on Twitter at TerriaJS. Thank you. Bye.